in America. Today, more than 60,000 Americans have died from a deadly virus Donald Trump ignored. With the economy in shambles, more than 26 million Americans are out of work, the worst economy in decades. Trump bailed out Wall Street, but not Main Street. This afternoon, millions of Americans will apply for unemployment. And with their savings run out, many are giving up hope. Millions worry that a loved one won't survive COVID-19. There's mourning in America. And under the leadership of Donald Trump, our country is weaker and sicker and poorer. And now, Americans are asking, if we have another 4 years like this, will there even be an America?
Paid for by the Lincoln Project, which is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The ad that might have the president's attention more than the coronavirus itself. Joining us now, one of the conservatives behind that ad, Steve Schmidt, and former senior advisor for the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, now a Morning Joe contributor, Kurt Bardella. Thanks to you both for being on. Steve, the Lincoln Project had a really big fundraising day after that ad got under the president's skin. Tell us about it. He was, I guess, rage tweeting a lot about it.
Good morning, Mika. He started rage tweeting at about 1 in the morning when he saw it after it ran on Fox. It's been viewed more than 16 million times. It's raised over $1 million. And what the ad points out is that the president who ran saying, "I alone can fix it, I'll make America great again," has presided over an era unlike any other in American history. He has wrought tragedy. He has brought tragedy to the country. This is a moment of profound American weakness. He has handled this with a level of ineptitude and incompetence that is simply staggering. And the cost of it all is immense human suffering in the country. We have 70,000 dead Americans. That number will cruise through 100,000. We have a shattered economy. We'll see unemployment rates of 30%, and none of this had to happen. He was not on his game. He left the country unprotected. He's been lying to the country. He has been talking about his television ratings. His eye is not on the ball, and the reality is we have the worst president in American history at the moment of one of the greatest crises in the country's history.
Hey, Steve, it's Willie. Obviously, this has gotten to the president. He's been tweeting about it. He's been asked about it. He's attacked you guys by name. He's gone through all the members of the Lincoln Project and cataloged their careers. He is deeply invested in this ad and in this group and fighting back against it. If you were running a presidential campaign right now against Donald Trump, if you were, say, running Joe Biden's presidential campaign, taking that ad maybe as a snapshot, what would be your overall strategy? Because clearly, based on his reaction, the president knows that he's under great pressure. He sees the polls in the battleground states. He saw that Monmouth poll showing him not only losing women by 20 points right now, but in a statistical tie among men, a group he won by 12 points in 2016. What kind of a campaign would you be running against Donald Trump?
I think that the vice president needs to communicate to the country that it's time to bring to a close this era of reality show television. Is that at the beginning of the third decade of the 21st century, the United States of America, the most powerful nation in the world, installed into the presidency a con man and a reality television show host. And there was a real lack of imagination amongst the American people for the capacity for there to be a great tragedy, and one has come. And so what the vice president, I think, needs to do is to be focused on talking to the American people that we're all in this together. He has to unify the country, bring it back together in the spirit of Abraham Lincoln, who talked about malice towards none and charity towards all. And the vice president needs to begin to outline a plan for recovery for the United States. This is one of the most epic crises in the history of the country. This is the singularly most significant event that the country has faced since the Second World War. And we have a commander-in-chief who is incompetent, who is inept, who is selfish, who lacks all of the qualities of leadership that you would like to see in this moment in time. He has an incapacity for empathy. He has no instinct for leadership. He is a mess, as Senator McCaskill pointed out. And as Mika said in the last segment, he is an unsteady hand. He is an unsteady hand at a moment in crisis. And all over this country, there is death that did not have to be. He told the American people that he had been assured by the Chinese, no problem. 15 Americans have this. Soon it will be gone. This is a disaster for the ages. He is unsteady. He is unfit. And that's what the vice president needs to communicate every day, every hour of every day.